Saint Daniel of the parking lot, help me find a parking spot. Is you is or is you not? Saint Daniel of the parking lot. Today is a perfect day to explain that sometimes the parking spot request is only a figure of speech because we are looking to secure or find something else. Right now, at least in my town, there is plenty of parking. The tourists have left. The children are either going to school at the schoolyard or they're going to online classes, therefore are not roaming the street, nor are they hanging with their friends wherever teenagers go to hang with their friends. There is plenty of parking. However, you may want to find your keys. You may want to find your sunglasses, your hat, perhaps your purse. That is a good time to shorten the refrain to S.P. lot. S.P. lot. Somebody is looking for their billfold. Someone needs to go to Walmart. S.P. lot. S.P. lot to buy grilled chicken pates. They have their keys. They have their car. They need their billfold in order to use their credit card at the self-help checkout spot at Walmart. S.P. lot. S.P. lot. Everything is open and ready. This person needs to feed their children, or their children. Apparently, that's the pronoun. This person needs to feed their children. And St. Daniel realizes that the welfare of these children come first to this person. Therefore, billfold secure, billfold found, billfold locked in the purse of this person, perhaps the pocket, I'm not sure. Once again, your prayers have been answered by our otherworldly friend, St. Daniel of the parking lot. You have helped me find the parking spot. I can never say this. Figuratively, not literally this time. Yes. Let's get this sermon started. Make it a party, baby. Who we walking with? I'll tell you who we walking with. I walk with spirits that take my hand as we get near it, the promised land. My brothers, my sisters, we're not alone. I walk with spirits that take me home. I walk with spirits that have my ear. I speak, I hear it, the message clear. Don't cry for family, don't cry for self. There's a world we know, there's something else. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. My brothers, my sisters, we are not alone. There's a world we know. Then there's our real home. I've been pondering and wondering and praying, meditating, seeking an answer. An answer for which I have been plagued with questions. It will probably be one answer, but so many questions. I was accused, of course, of being hyperbolic, I guess, exaggerating the circumstances by which I have come to disagree with Joe Fingers on so many things. And while that is not the subject of this sermon, it is what led me to the subject of this sermon. I am supposed to be a minister, a doctor of divinity, as some people call me, a not quite right Reverend Joseph Fingersmith, with all kinds of letters after my Fingersmith name. But that does not keep me from being a person, for wondering, why is this happening to me? Wondering, why is it happening to the congregation of the Church of St. Daniel of Parking Lot Saints? And I'll have you know that there is a congregation. There is a congregation. And the 42 members of the 42 people who have subscribed to this Joe Fingers, the Real Joe Fingers show channel, 40 of them are parishioners, are practitioners of the Church of St. Daniel of Parking Lot Saints faith. They're members of this denomination. I don't know quite how to say this, but they are demonstrating their minimal but noticeable power. 40 of the 42 subscribers belong to this church. And while that does not hold sway in the bigger world, well, I don't know if it's the bigger world. While it does not hold sway in the material world, let's put it that way, in the spiritual realm, the realm of saints, not gods, the realm of people who became saints, not angels, who were ethereal beings from the beginning. They were people. They were people who were not saints at the beginning, who became saints by a trial, by fire, apparently, by a sacrificial type of existence that required them to develop a faith in something bigger than themselves. And that's what I am searching for. I am a doctor. I'm not a saint. A PhD, not a medical doctor. I'm not going to talk to you about the physical ailments that are plaguing you, that are plaguing this planet. It's hands off. It's know where you're standing. Know where I stand on certain things. I have no argument with anybody from the medical community. I have no argument with anybody from the business community. I have no argument with anyone from the YouTube community. I seek solace from one being, one person who has passed from this realm to another, but still calls themselves a person. So last week when I was plagued by doubt and wondering if it is my fault, I returned home to my prayer room and I sat still for several minutes, wondering if I could empty my mind and be responsive to the voice inside of me that comes to me in my time of greatest need to answer my most profound questions, which at that time to some people won't sound profound, but it's, why me, St. Daniel? Why me? I'm just trying to do what I can do to promote your gift, providing respite and solace to people in search of trivial pursuits, trivial things. The stuff that makes them most happy most of the time. So what would you do, St. Daniel of the parking lot, if you were fighting with your biological brother, nitpicking, as it were, over things that really have nothing to do with anything? Help me find the trivial answer to solving this trivial problem. And then I went silent. Not even an from me. Just silence, trying to become calm. And as always, it happened. I went from this to this, to this, to this, to this. And then the whole world of St. Daniel opened up and he started talking to me. And he said, I don't know how to answer your problem. When I was on earth and fighting with the brother, the biological brother that is still my brother and is the person most problematic in your preaching life, the brother I know so well, he considers you to be my proxy. He considers you to be the person filling in for me because I cannot be here materially. He wonders, even though he doesn't want the responsibility of being the person to promote me and to tell people there is an answer beyond the psychological answer, beyond the experimental answer. There's a spiritual answer to your problems, and the answer is coming from a flawed supernatural spirit. A flawed spirit who was a flawed man. What needs to be done in your service to me, Dr. Fingersmith, is you need to preach the truth about me to people. People need to understand that while I was on this earth, while I was walking this earth, working as hard as I could to provide for the people I loved, I still managed to fuck it up. I fucked up every good thing in my earthly life. And still, I was given this gift to provide respite and comfort to those folks who have nothing else but the desire to make their life a little bit better. And if they could only find a parking spot, and they could only find the keys, the sunglasses, the bifocals, the hats, where they left the sugar so they could put it in their Kool-Aid before they drink it. Because we have all been at the point when we were ready to drink the Kool-Aid, but there was just not enough sugar to make it suitable to drink, especially when there was some type of bitter pill mixed into it, some kind of poisonous offering given to them by some sham guru who was promising big things in the supernatural world. But because I fucked up every good thing on earth, I have been sent to the HR division up here. I can't say this. I gotta have to say it. Thank goodness. Up here, it's still like the old days. You could say the F word till the cows came home. But to say the G word in vain means demotion, letter of reprimand, put in the file, and you have to talk to the big guy who still calls himself a guy. Even though guy is not the descriptive word I would use. But I don't want that anymore. I don't want a letter of reprimand. I want to say what I can say. And if I'm saying within the context of me being a fuck up that I fucked up every good thing, it's okay to say up here. And that the reason I'm doing my time in HR, human resources, is because the humans are down here. Down where you are at, Dr. Joseph Fingersmith. And you need to help me. And the reason you need to help me in this mission is because I know for a fact you would not be the minister of this church if you had not fucked it all up somewhere else. Like HR up here, the Church of St. Daniel, the parking lot saints, is the last stop for a well-meaning but fucked up person. It's the last stop. It's the last chance. Texaco, Salvation, bus stop. It's right here. You catch the Greyhound and go up or go down, depending on how you do here and how you deal with my brother. My brother, here's how I dealt with my brother. I did not talk to him for years, for decades, until I got sick. And then I talked to him because no one else wanted me because I was such, you guessed it, I'm not even going to say it. I have said it so much. Starts with an F, ends with a P. I was such a guy like that. Nobody wanted me, or if they wanted me, I was so ashamed that they had to help me that I called my brother. And my brother came and picked me up. He didn't want to. I know he didn't want to. This meant the end of a lot of things in his Starts with an F, ends with a P, life. Because it was two. It has always been. We are a family of fuck-ups. I'm just going to say it because you know what I mean. We're a family of that kind of people. And he was royally doing it before I came into his life again. I was glad to see him. We got to talk about things. He was the one who reminded me that I was St. Daniel of the parking lot. And that, even though I used the parking lot for illicit, illegal activities for a long, long time, calling myself the doctor, even though I did those things, even though sometimes I skirted the law in a lot of ways, was known to drive drunk, got into some serious trouble in that situation, which I can talk about now because you cannot touch me. Maybe they think it's you because I'm using your body. Remember when they used to call that in the 80s, what they call that? Channeling the spirits. I'm inhabiting you, Joseph Fingersmith, to tell my story. My story is that no matter how bad you have mucked things up, no matter how bad you have cursed the gods who have given you such a life, no matter how bad you have squandered your itty-bitty gifts until it looks like, well, anyway, I can't remember the guy's name. I'm going to look it up next week because I was going to make some reference to his small member that was bitten off. And now I can't even remember the name. I know it was John Wayne something. I was going to make some reference to that, but see, when you're up here, you forget about these things because none of that matters either. The size of your you-know-what doesn't matter. You do know what, don't you, Dr. Fingersmith? You do know what I'm talking about. I hope so. I hope you have a clue as to that. So this is what I found out with my brother. Just shame my brother into getting your way. That's all you have to do. Because even though he's fighting back right now, he feels guilty. And pretty soon, your reverential guilt tripping is going to have him give you everything you want. And it might not be trivial either. But you just got to play the game. You just got to play the game. It's a small thing. But you got to play the game. And you do not let my brother, Joe Fingers, know what hand it is that you are playing. You just need to continue acting holier than him, than thou. Holier than thou. You just need to continue doing that. Do some Old Testament shit. You know? Get him into that kind of thing. Guilt evoke him. You know, and then turn it around, do the New Testament stuff. Go into the Quran. Go on into that. Going into the Talmud. Go into that. Go into all of it. Go into Tao. I like to say that. Tao. Go into that. Go into the whole life lesson thing. Eastern, Western, Middle. Get into all of that theology. Just give it to them. Gods and demons and guilt and hellfire, brimstone, paradise, walking on streets paved with gold. Get into prosperity. Do everything you can to get him off task and start to think about, whoa, maybe he's got a point. Maybe I need to apologize. Because if there's one thing I learned up here about the mistakes I made down there is I fucked up every good thing because I gave up too soon. Don't give up. You can win. You can win. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. And how long do you got? I am going to read something that Mr. Paul Williams said about me, Because remember, this is St. Daniel speaking through the not quite right Reverend Joseph Fingersmith. And we know he's not quite right because he's allowed this to happen. He's allowed me to enter his body, to take over. He's back there. This is where the voice is coming from. He's back there saying, at least let me have my voice when you're using it, which is like, doesn't make any sense. I will have your voice and I will sound like you. That is my compromise. My compromise. And let me get to what I was thinking or what I was reading. This is from, I'm going to cheat. I don't know how Joepeh Fingersmith can see anything with these glasses on. He just does not want to let everyone know he bears a striking resemblance to my brother. I don't know how this happened. They had DNA checked, apparently. And from all the records up here, it seems like Dr. Joepeh Fingersmith is telling the truth when he says this. There is no DNA resemblance, even though there's the blue eyes right here that both of them have. But Paul Williams from Pennsylvania says, I feel the wisdom of St. Daniel is a timbrel. Excuse me. I never was good at pronunciation. And here I am now, a timbrel. I feel the wisdom of St. Daniel is a timbrel. He was, he is, and will be. A timbrel means without time. It's not the same as God. It's not the same as the creative intelligence of the universe. It's not the same as chaos. It's not the same as it was there before the Big Bang, and now the Big Bang is banged. The Big Bang bangs. The Big Bang bangs. Let me tell you, the Big Bang bangs up here. I hear that banging and that banging and that banging all the time from the Big Banger. We call him a Big Banger up here. It's the person who's, well, not the person. It's that whatever. It's the Big Bang that started it all. The Big Banger. I'm digressing, but I got to tell you, I cannot get any sleep with all the banging going on. It's not even supposed to be going on here. I don't know how it can be going on because there's nothing by which human beings or any kind of, well, not any kind of, but the more advanced mammals, there's no need to procreate up here. There's no need to worry about the sensual pleasure that comes from Congress. Sexual Congress. Well, anyway, I don't want to get political here. But anyhow, but the Big Banger is still up there banging. Still around banging. We just don't hear it down here on Earth. We think the bang is already banged. It ain't banged out yet, baby. It ain't banged out. But what I'm trying to say is that Dr. Joepeh Fingersmith, I'm almost forgetting who I am. Am I St. Daniel or am I Dr. Joepeh Fingersmith? And when are the tunes going to start happening? That's what I'm starting to wonder here. I'm going to have to get out of his body pretty soon. But what he needs to do is to act like this. I'm talking to you, Joepeh Fingersmith. What you need to do is to act like you are my brother's keeper. Act like it's incumbent upon his cooperation with you that this message be delivered. This is your small gift, Dr. Joepeh Fingersmith. Your small gift is to be able to stem the tide of objection to your dismal calling, which is to pronounce the necessity for a trivial saint to take precedence in so many people's lives. It's a tall order for a short man. And you are the shortest man I have ever met. No offense, Dr. Reverend Joseph Fingersmith, but you have the ability. You are not the shortest. Joe Fingers is the shortest. You have the ability to stand a little bit taller than him and to lord it over him, that he needs to live up to his reputation as my brother, as to be the one to stand hand in hand with you to promote this effort to make sure that everybody gets his parking spot, knows where their glasses are, and has a billfold full of money that they can give to other people who need it. That's all. That's all we need. That's all we need. I'm going to leave now. I don't know. I got a reading that when I turn this over back to Dr. Joseph Fingersmith, the not quite right Reverend, who will be susceptible to my entrance anytime I desire to come here and talk to you. But I'm going to leave him with some writings, another letter from me to whomever. I don't know. There are so many people, so many tribes, so many nation states, so many human beings, so many non-human beings wanting someone to write them letters. I just wrote a bunch of letters. So from now on, it's just going to be a letter from St. Daniel of the parking lot to whom it may concern. Because you're going to be the ones listening to it, not me, not the people I wrote it to, because they're all up here and their message is, I'm tired of listening to you, St. Daniel. But they're up here now, or down there. And down there they're saying, I should have never listened to you, St. Daniel. So anyway, I'm going. Y'all have a good one. Remember what I said. Guilt trip my brother into making him follow me. That's mostly what it is. Guilt trip my brother into making him do whatever the church needs him to do. Make him a patsy. You know what I mean? Make him, just, turn him. Turn him towards us. Turn him. Turn my brother to be my brother in faith. And the faith is demonstrated by joining the Church of St. Daniel, Parking Lot Saints. I'm going now. Bye.